have a bit of a revelation. This is kind of unexpected to me. I'll explain why it's unexpected, but also explain how AT&T is going to be doing it differently than everybody else. Okay, so the other two companies that they compete with, namely T-Mobile and Verizon, are both selling fixed wireless access 5G home internet. And a lot of people have been clamoring for AT&T to do the same. And AT&T has not really been receptive of that. They're going to focus on their fiber wireline business. They've completely walked away from DSL. You see customers losing access all the time, and they've pretty much just decommissioned it, and they're not reinvesting. They're not putting fiber back in those places. They've reevaluated their fiber structure and planning, but they've stayed away from the fixed wireless access talk outside of business solutions and like worst case scenarios in places where the ROI is there. Now, them coming out and talking about fixed wireless access product is surprising because of those things. But here's how they're going to be doing it. Let's look at the discourse here and some of the commentary. Okay, so AT&T is preparing to release a new fixed wireless product designed to retain customers in millions of locations where it's dismantling its copper network and will not offer a fiber alternative. Folks, that's a really important element to this. They are not going to do what T-Mobile and Verizon do. T-Mobile and Verizon are building their network to be multi-purpose. AT&T is building their network as a mobile-only network, and only in the worst-case scenarios will they offer this fixed wireless access product in which they are trying to catch their customers who might potentially be leaving. So they want to retain revenue. They don't want to lose their customers, but it doesn't cost effectively suit their needs as a business to continue to operate the copper, the DSL. So they're going to offer them fixed wireless access as a copper catch. You guys can see how that's quite different from the programs that T-Mobile and T-Mobile and Verizon are running. They offered no details at this time. Jennifer Robertson, the EVP and General Manager of Mass Markets for AT&T Business, she said, "We do expect it to be competitive in the marketplace, certainly applicable to the target use cases that we've talked about all along." Okay, so that's pretty clear, folks. Additionally, AT&T's network chief, Chris Sambar, said the operator's fixed wireless access service would run over its mid-band spectrum holdings. That's N77. So we're talking about C-band here. AT&T does have 80 megahertz of the 3700 national, mostly, I think. In some places, a couple markets, I think they have 100. But then they have an additional 40 megahertz of the 3450, the DoD. So they have some spectrum there, right? And it says it will not be over millimeter wave. All right. So again, folks, this is not like what Verizon is doing. Not at all. Right? Verizon's going to really target things with millimeter wave. They're going to continue to build that. Verizon's also relying on mid-band too, so it's similar in that fashion. But they are still different. Different target demographic, different audience, different goals and ambitions. Folks, I don't know how many customers they plan to serve, right? But Verizon's trying to get to 4 or 5 million. T-Mobile's trying to get to 7, 8 million. I don't think the AT&T situation's ever going to get there. It just doesn't seem like that. AT&T is focusing on fiber. They're trying to get to 30 million passed locations by 2025. I think they're approaching 20 million, right? So they got some work to do. The last time I checked, it says here AT&T serves 60 million with copper, but they're not reinvesting in it. It says here that in the fourth quarter 2022, AT&T recorded a $25 billion accounting charge due to write-downs for its wireline and Mexico business. I didn't even pay attention to that. So here, the intention is clearly different than what Verizon and T-Mobile are doing. AT&T has a very strong preference for wireline and fiber, and they prefer to keep their mobile network just a mobile network. It would be nice to know what they would do for a speed cap. It would be nice to know if it would be unlimited, right? Because that's what T-Mobile and Verizon do. You can use as much data as you want. They just, T-Mobile just strict deprio amongst all other traffic. And then for Verizon, they offer up to 300 megabits per second on the C-band connection for the downlink, and then up to 20 megabits per second on the uplink, right? So they can kind of manage network traffic accordingly. AT&T looking at a bundle here. It says customers are want to buy connectivity from one place. They don't necessarily love making a distinction between fixed providers and their mobile provider, according to Stanky, the CEO. He says, I think over time we're going to see an ordering of industry assets and leans more toward that. AT&T well positioned in this regard, according to New Street analysts. Can fixed wireless access provide mobile carriers with the broadband piece of the bundle? AT&T believes it can't. Verizon believes it can. Okay, now I'll just circle around to these items down here at the bottom. What consumers will demand in fixed? Or number 2, what fixed wireless will deliver and at what cost? AT&T is of the belief the intensive usage on the mobile network from fixed wireless access hurts the network. So they're focused on wireline, right? And this is why I don't think this is ever going to scale. Although it does kind of backpedal a little bit because they've been telling us they didn't want to do this. They have a use case for it. The only way, in my estimation, someone's going to have this available to them is if DSL is getting decommissioned and AT&T offers the fixed wireless access product to them, and it's a situation where the sectors on that tower site can support it. That means AT&T is probably going to want to see a couple of things. Number 1, it's completely modernized and upgraded with all their mid-band assets, i.e. N77, right? The C-band and the DoD. The second thing, it's got to probably be on AT&T's native fiber with a multi-gig circuit, all right, where they can actually put true capacity to the tower site. And then it's cost effective because they are the owner and operator of the fiber. This is where the joint venture piece comes in big with BlackRock, right? With Gigapower, and all these things. It could work for them, and it might just be something small for them. Does this service ever reach 1 million people? I have no idea. Is it designed to even reach 1 million people? I don't know. But do not expect this to all of a sudden come knocking at your door. Hey, you want AT&T fixed wireless access? I do not think that day is coming. It's going to be a catch service. It's going to be a last resort. In fact, it's probably something that AT&T painstakingly will just grit down, bite their tongue, and through their teeth offer it to certain individuals. But it is an interesting development. I'm interested to see what it'd be priced at. I'm interested to see the data usage and the speeds they would offer and the equipment. What would you guys want to know about this service? What would be the questions that you would have if you were inquiring about this service? And how likely do you think it is to come to you? What do you all think? Comment down below. You all are the voice of the people, the SMT Nation. Let your voice be heard. Like, share, and subscribe for more. Turn on that bell notification icon to never miss an upload. Links are in the description for all things going on with the channel. A reminder that you can save a ton of money with our partner, Mint Mobile. Save money on your phone bill, all while supporting the channel. The partner link is in the description. Thanks to everybody for watching. Big shout out to my YouTube members and Patreon supporters for making content on this channel possible. Y'all the goats, we out this piece. Peace.